Hello, folks. It is August 21st, 2017. It's a Monday, and it's time for your weekly video. Don't look directly in the sun during the eclipse. Everybody was saying that today. Of course, don't look directly at the sun. Got some fun stuff for you today. It's a very special video. I was actually in Detroit over the weekend, the Motor City, and got a whole box of records. We're almost done with the records that I bought 4 weeks ago or whatever. Have a pretty sizable stack of records. Notice the box is gone because it's full of records that I will be showing in other videos. Today, I'm just going to sort of spotlight, kind of trimming away at this stack. There's still a few things I want to show. You can see some worthwhile stuff here and there, but today I wanted to talk about, and I'm going to probably have more than 10 records, and this is the first time I've talked about this, so take note. I wanted to talk today about King, Starday, and Nashville. So these are records that I will pretty much, as long as it's $1, $2, $3, I will always buy these records, and usually when I go, you know, in my travels, I usually find these for a couple of reasons. So the first one I'm going to show you is King Records. So King Records was out of Cincinnati, Ohio, so it's not too far away from Pittsburgh, on the other side of Ohio, basically. But a lot of these records sort of filtered over this way. And King Records, you could pretty much break it down into two things. They had hillbilly country music, and then they had soul music. So you had people like Earl Bostic and James Brown on the King label, and then you had your hillbilly music, Hawkshaw Hawkins, etc., Cowboy Copas, things like that, on the King label. So usually anytime that I see these records, I will always pick them up. So here's some that I purchased in my travels. Here's Hawkshaw Hawkins. This is taken from the Vaults Volume 2. This was $2 on the King label. So this is basically, Hawkshaw Hawkins died in the plane wreck with Cowboy Copas and also Patsy Cline many, many years ago. So some cool hillbilly country kind of stuff. This is Charlie Moore and Bill Napier, Lonesome Truck Drivers. So it's all truck driving music. So that's one thing you will find a lot with Starday. This is on King, which, you know, Starday sort of became an offshoot of King. But there's just some great tunes. You know, every single song on here is about a truck driver. So they're very nichey, you know, twangy country tunes. I love it. This is some of the best stuff that's out there. So it's that. And I also got truck driver songs. Of course, 6 Days on the Road is on this. These were all sort of a little banged up, but you know, they're pretty great. I'm trying to collect the entire label here. I mean, there's not too many. So I think right around maybe King has, from what I want, there's probably at least 200 titles or so. Starday and Nashville, I'm very well on my way to more than half, but this is just great. If you kind of want some like twangy music that's not the new country, go with that stuff. So I'll show these next. These are Nashville records. So Nashville was basically kind of the budget line of the Starday. So a lot of these were compilations of the actual proper albums that they put out. So here's the famous songs of the Stanley Brothers, Carter and Ralph. It's on the Nashville label. There you are. And this was $1, Bob. Here's another one here. This is actually the only Johnny Cash, which I don't know the story behind it, but I think they bought the Sun album, or not the Sun single of Folsom Prison Blues, and then they put this weird sort of background singers on it. But so he has one song on Starday. This is on Nashville, but he has one song that is on that. So usually it's like, oh yeah, it's Johnny Cash, but yet it's only one song. So the best part is it's so indescript. And other songs by famous country stars. So there's some George Jones stuff out there on Starday. There's all kinds of really cool stuff. And then, of course, Starday, which was sort of the main label. These ones are not so, budget line, but here is more country music samplers, 14 selected recordings. So, of course, Cowboy Copas, Justin Tubb, Archie Campbell, which Peter just showed an Archie Campbell autographed thing on Instagram the other day. George Jones, Sunshine Boys are on here, Chubby Wise, Pete Drake. There's all kinds of great stuff on here. So they had a lot of these samplers and things like that where they only had a handful of, they had, main albums for these artists, but a lot of them they just would do, they kind of would repackage these songs, but very cool stuff. This is a great album and a great picture of a Fender, I think that's a Fender Jaguar, a Jazzmaster, I'm sorry. So Jackie Phelps, of course, Golden Guitar Classics. I believe I have 2 copies of this, but this was $2 for this one, so I think it's definitely an upgrade from what I had before. So, of course, doing the thumb over the top like Jimi Hendrix. Country Music Hall of Fame. This is a double album, $3. But you can just see the titles: Cowboy Copas, George Jones, Hank Locklin, Webb Pierce, Buck Owens, Rose Maddox, the Delmore Brothers, Red Sovine, Roy Drisky, Justin Tubb, the Stanley Brothers, Grandpa Jones. There's just great, if you're into sort of the early country music, or if you're looking for sort of an entry point, you have obviously the Porter Wagner, kind of Merle Haggard, that 70s, late 60s, 70s era, but you also have this stuff, which is kind of came before. It was a little more kind of the traditional country music, if you will. Here's another sampler. This is Bluegrass Sampler, 14 recordings with 5-string banjos from 14 Starday albums. Down Home with Arthur, guitar Boogie Smith. Some great guitar playing by this guy. And I'll show, once I kind of so I think I get almost everything, I'll do a video that I'll kind of show everything that I have. So I think Peter mentioned a long time ago that he knew somebody that had a complete collection of these. So this is Slipping Around. This is, these are all sort of 14 songs of honky-tonk romances and cheating hearts. Fantastic. So I love this stuff. And then the last one, the Country Music Hall of Fame 2-record set, 28 hits. So you can see that they would do these 14 songs. That was kind of their sweet spot for these records. But, you even have Dolly Parton on here. This is all super early stuff. So these are great. So that's that. So I don't know how many albums that was, but very quick for me. Sorry, it's super hot today. It's 100% humidity here. So we'll see. Oh, no. 2 more things I want to show you. I also forgot to show this, which is the Grateful Dead Dave's Picks 23 from Eugene, Oregon. January 22nd, 1978. This just came out. It's already sold out. But I'll kind of let you guys know when these sort of are, when the, you can start doing the subscription to this. It's a great, it's $100. You get 4 CDs and you get a bonus disc throughout the year. So it's sort of a nice little, whatever kind of thing. And then I also wanted to show you, don't forget that the new Ugly Things is out. Talking about Peter, a Dutch Beat Revolution. So it has the Outsiders Q65 on the front, the Uniques. So definitely records that Peter, you have sent me in the past. So I'm excited to read this. And I love the way they smell brand new. So there it is. That's your week. Hope you have a great next couple of days, and we'll see you next week. Take care. See you on down the trail.